Let's speak about Workhorse, baby. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I got the clothing line to prove that fact, and today we are speaking about my favorite company in this world. You guys already know who that is. It is Workhorse. So a few bits and pieces happened the last week, and there's a few things I want to speak about in particular in today's video. The first one and the major one being the price action. I mean, what is actually happening? We are shooting up in value, and there is a lot of happy investors out there right now. So we'll get to the price action. We'll go through what I believe could potentially happen over the next few weeks, and the long term, aka going to the moon. We'll speak about whether or not I believe it is too late to buy Workhorse stock. However, you probably already know what I'm going to tell you. We'll speak about some unusual options activity that is going on in the market and why it does not concern me in the slightest. We're going to speak a little bit about why I still think they are absolutely disgustingly undervalued, which again we'll come back to, is it too late to buy? And Workhorse was also involved in a couple of calls this week, so we'll see if anything interesting came from any of them. But oh baby, was it a good week. I'm now up to 220 shares in the company, feeling very nice. Up a total of about 30-ish%. I was up upwards of 40, I bought some more, the cost basis went up. You know how the stock market works. But this is a long-term hold, baby, and as you can probably tell, as usual in regards to Workhorse, I am excited. So right before we get into the video, people, can I please ask you to do me a massive favor and hit that juicy like button? You guys always come through on the Workhorse videos. If you're new around here, come on my friend, join the family. Hit that juicy red subscribe button, it's completely free. And please do drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Workhorse, guys, especially if you are involved in the company. I want to know how many shares you got and what your cost basis is. Make me jealous in the comment section. With that being said, guys, into the video. So guys, it has been a good juicy week for us Workhorse investors. On the 5-day chart, up over 20 beautiful %. The monthly chart at this stage, we're actually up over 45%. We're finally starting to make moves. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. I mean guys, I'm no chart genius, but that just looks nice. It's a very pretty looking monthly stock chart. Now if you've been following Workhorse for a long time, you'll know that we could not break this. We could not get through that $20 mark no matter how hard we tried. We always just got there, and we bounced back down heavily. But then we decided, you know what? We're done with this. We're going to smash through that $20 mark. And now you can actually see that the 52-week high is at $24.49 a share. So I mean, yesterday we shot up in value. We ended up closing the day in a negative 5% range. Absolutely fine by me. At this stage, any sort of a pullback is going to be very, very welcomed by me. It's the biggest position in my portfolio by far. I want more shares still. I mean, I would love a really big position in these guys before we really do take off. So I mean, it's been an amazing month for us investors. Everybody's really happy, and all signs are pointing towards a very, very bright future for this company. I think more and more people are starting to realize that. So I won't even make you wait. First things first, do I think it's still a buy at these prices? 100% yes. This is the kind of company, guys, who I genuinely believe that within a few months you're going to be looking back and saying, why was I trying to time this? Why did I care if I got in at 22.39 instead of 21? This is the kind of company that everything could change for them at literally the click of a fingers. The day will come, guys. We're going to wake up. The contract will have been announced. All of the anxiety is gone. Everybody starts to load up. And you wanted to save 50 cents a share. So short and sweet answer, is it too late to buy? No. Now one thing I want to bring up just really quickly is this. An article that came out yesterday, unusual options into Workhorse Group. So we can see there is a put with an expiration date for today at a strike price of $21. Guys, doesn't worry me at all. Whatever happens, happens. I mean, if we hit $21, happy days. You can almost guarantee I will buy more shares. But there has been something like this happening every single week if you have been keeping up to date with the company. I mean, literally every single week. I actually think that as of late, this has been more of a scare tactic than anything else. What we've also seen as of late is massive sell orders put in. I mean, we've seen massive sell orders at $24.50 and $25, and then they just disappear. They don't get filled, nobody sells. It looks as if they're creating this massive wall, and then nothing happens. In my opinion, the next place we really will have to break through will be the $25 mark. I think psychologically that's a big number, and we also have seen these walls created there by people wanting to sell off hundreds and thousands of shares. So if we can break through that $25 mark very quickly, it's going to be a boomer. Now guys, the short percentage of shares outstanding, this was as of August 30th. It's at 19.87%. I read somewhere else recently that it's actually at about 29%. I can't find where I read that. But regardless, the short volume is somewhere between 20 and 30%, which is quite big, guys. But again, that could be a very good thing for us investors. It could lead to a short squeeze. I've had a few people ask me if I thought this was a short squeeze. Not at all. Really not at all, in all honesty. If we see a short squeeze, we're not going to see a 10% move or even a 30% move over a matter of a few days. It's going to be even bigger, people. But yeah, whenever I see an article like this really more, I don't take too much note of it because, you know, they happen so often and barely ever does anything actually come of them. And again, in a weird way, I'll be happy if we see a bit more of a dip because honestly, I don't think I could own enough Workhorse shares. I still want to buy more and more. So things are going better than they ever have done. Pretty much everybody who's in this company is now in the green, a decent percentage, even if you've been dollar cost averaging the whole way up. One other thing I want to bring up briefly, okay, is if now you just look up Workhorse Stock and you go over to the news tab on Google, there is a lot of news coming out. One day ago, 19 hours, 17 hours, 20 hours, 1 hour, 1 day, 2 days. I mean, a month ago, if you were getting an article every day or two, it was lucky. Which just goes to show that, you know, more of the bigger players out there are getting interested in the company. It's on not only, you know, us retail investors' radar, but all of the institutions as well. Now, I personally am still of the belief that the USPS contract is going to be announced by the end of this month, as it is the end of the fiscal year for the government. There's no guarantees, but that is what I believe is going to happen. If it doesn't happen, do I think it will have a very adverse effect on Workhorse? To be honest, no. There could be some sort of a minor dip or pullback. It's just another buying opportunity ultimately to me. So I stumbled across this here from one of the groups I'm in, and I just think it's quite interesting. and the screen here is Green Day, wake me up when September ends. So essentially what it's doing is it's going through loads of USPS documents, all the way literally back to 92. So first up, we see something here in regards to a contract for air transportation. The Postal Service received 4 offers and in September 92 awarded the contract. We go down to the year 2000. The US Postal Service awards a $79 million truck contract. 2005, United States Postal Service awards EMC 5-year contract. September 6th. 2009, GIS wins USPS contract. The initial award is effective through September 2009. 2018, USPS awards contracts for next generation delivery vehicle prototypes. 2019, we see it again, September. So I know there's not any hard evidence here in regards to this particular USPS contract, but it is quite interesting and it's good due diligence. This is usually something I speak about at the end of my Workhorse videos, okay? ARK Invest and their position. But I mean, guys, this is getting incredible. Workhorse is now the 18th largest position in their RQ holding, okay? It now carries a 2.28% weight in that portfolio, people. They have 617,000 shares. They are buying these guys every single week without fail, people. You know what gives me loads of confidence is we even see them buying now in the 20s. And if we see a company like ARK Invest willing to buy now in the 20s, that says a lot for a company, people. I mean, I remember these guys loading up quite heavily here when we went from our first kind of peak all the way back down to the 15 consolidating range. But to see them still buying heavy now, it's incredible. Now let's speak about the company's value. So an article here, an interesting one somewhat. Workhorse's valuation does not depend on unit sales. I think that's very important to understand right now. Yes, down the line they're going to be very important, but right now, this year in particular, doesn't really matter to me anyway. Obviously I want to see us hit our target just because it will fill people with more confidence and it will show us that Workhorse will deliver on what they have to say in the future. But in regards to them being successful, I actually don't think it's all that important. Its technology value will increase over time, plus its licensing agreement will allow the company to share components from its different suppliers. For example, in its unit delivery to the post office, it uses parts from its various supply partners. Partnership with Duke Energy. Partnership with Hitachi. Market cap of $2.35 billion with a $6 billion contract just around the corner. We're in the process of hiring 200 more assembly related staff, essentially tripling their assembly related staff count, potentially more than that. They are getting mass media coverage more and more often. ARK Invest is investing heavily at this stage. BlackRock Fund Advisors has a 3.6% stake in the company, people. Massive, massive investor right here. On Wall Street, 4 of the 5 analysts rate Workhorse stock a buy per tip ranks, okay? The average price target is $24, and again, we already smashed through that. So right now, our market cap represents 13.9 times its expected 2021 average sales of $148.55 million. So that's quite a high multiple. And if we were evaluating, you know, a massive, well-established blue chip company, not a chance I'd even consider investing in someone like this. It's a growth stock. I've said it so many times, guys, you cannot value them in the same manner. So this 13.9 times expected doesn't worry me at all. They say here, even Tesla sells for only about 10 times sales. This is Tesla. They are a massive massive company, and I guarantee you that they would have been trading at much more than 10 times sales only a couple of years ago. Always read between the lines, guys. So another little article right here. Workhorse shares on course for a third all-time high in as many days on the back of a combination of bullish factors. I like the way these guys word things. A host of factors have been responsible for this, okay? First, the company has signed a number of strategic agreements with Hitachi America and other entities in the Hitachi group. These agreements paved the way for Workhorse to access Hitachi's well-established operations and supply chain in the United States, okay? This, I interviewed the CFO pretty much about Hitachi, and I really still don't think enough people understand just how important this agreement is. Hitachi is absolutely massive, people. So this is a massive one, okay? We obviously still have our strategic partnership with Duke Energy as well, which is very important going forwards. We still have all of our patents on integrated drone technology, which we will expect to be out there within 12 to 18 months. They're under the process right now of getting that FAA approval. That's not just something that happens overnight, people. It takes a lot of time. In the interview we did with the CFO, he essentially confirmed that they are in talks with every, and I mean every major US retailer you can think of. I asked him specifically about Walmart. I said, is there anybody else? And he just said, if you can think of a retailer, we're speaking with them down the line. It's that simple. They're working on the refrigeration aspect of the vehicles, which again I think Hitachi will be able to help with, which will just open them up to this new market of refrigerated last mile delivery EV vehicles. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I mean, guys, there's a reason a lot of people are getting so excited about this company. Is it's because the prospects are pretty much unmatched. I mean, let's not forget about Lordstown Motors, guys. I made a video on Lordstown Motors only a couple of days ago speaking about how I think they're the most undervalued EV play right now. Since then, we're up nearly 20%, and in the pre-market, we're trading up over 3.5%, so it's been good. But remember, guys, we have a 10% stake in Lordstown Motors. We also will be getting royalties on vehicles sold. Lordstown Motors will be going public within the next few months, by the end of this year. It really is just juicy, isn't it? And guys, you already know on this channel how I feel about Nikola, okay? I think it's a bit of a joke, but we all know what happened, okay? Nikola and General Motors, yeah, they're working together. I just think this stock chart's hilarious. I'm sorry to my Nikola investors, but I think it's hilarious. Up 40% in a day, and the preceding 2 days we're pretty much back to where we were. Even after this news, they're down 8.5% on the month. I'm sorry, my Nikola investors, I really am, but I just think it's funny. Also, this week, okay, Workhorse was participating in the EV and Mobility panel September 9th, and also the 5th annual Collier's Institutional Investors Conference. And today they're actually speaking at Cowen's 13th annual Global Transportation and Sustainable Mobility Conference. I didn't get to listen to this one live yesterday, but people in my Discord group kept me up to date. Essentially, from what I have heard, not too much has happened that we haven't already heard of. Just spoke about normal bits and pieces. Apparently, though, they came off really confident, and you know, there were a lot of energy involved. Honestly, guys, I think we're at the stage now where we all know what we're waiting for. We all know what the next major catalyst is. Simply put, it's the USPS contract. Now, I have explained many times in the past, that is not what Workhorse is. There is so much more to them as a company than this particular contract. But that is what we're waiting for. And as I said earlier on in the video, I genuinely believe that is coming within the next few weeks, by the end of September. One other thing I think that should be kept in mind, people. There really hasn't been any negative news about Workhorse whatsoever. We've seen lots of positives. We've seen new partnerships with companies like Hitachi. We know there's 1,200 pre-orders for the C1000 already. We know that we're hiring 200 more employees. I mean, guys, it's all good news. It's all fantastic news. And again, it's times like these where you just have to remember the due diligence that you've done. The research that you have done. You need to believe in your analysis and believe in yourself that you want to stay invested in this company. I mean, I still love coming back to this investor presentation every now and again. I know I haven't really spoke about it on the channel too much. I actually get joy out of reading this in a very weird way. Especially this piece here, I always like seeing the 2 red circles. The $18 billion annual addressable market. The $50,000 average selling price for last mile delivery vehicles. That could be as high as 60 to 75,000 in coming years, in my opinion. I also just love seeing the money that you save. This was something that was spoke about in yesterday's call. So long story short, guys, I'm still buying. I did in fact buy some more this week. It was only 20 shares. It puts me up to a total of 220. But just remember what I just said, guys. If you've done your due diligence, if you've done your research, you should believe in yourself. You should believe in the analysis that you have done. What are my price targets for this company? Somewhere in the realms of $200 billion a share. No, but realistically, guys, it's very hard to put a price target on this company. I plan on holding these guys completely and utterly. I mean, I don't plan on selling anything when we get the USPS contract. But anyway, guys, that is your juicy little Friday update on the beautiful company that is my biggest position, Workhorse. So guys, if you have watched until the end of the video, I really do hope that you enjoyed. I was able to give you some value inside of this company. And of course, if you've watched until the end, you, my friend, are a true legend. Thank you so much for being here. If you did enjoy, please feel free to gently touch that juicy little like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and drop me a comment, because all of that really helps me out so much. And if you want to join a community of nearly 900 investors, hit that first link in my description, become a patron, and you will get full access to my private Discord. That is where you will find out straight away whenever I buy or sell a company. We have specific chats for Workhorse, we have loads of different chats in there. Or if you just want to get a feel for the channel, you can click the second link in the description, and there are a couple of free chats that you can get involved with. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. I have a second video coming out later on, so keep the eyes peeled. Have a good one, people. Peace.